The square on the hippopotamus. One of my mates said that to me years ago. I'm not sure if he sent me to Coventry since, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the square on the hypotenuse, it's Pythagoras, isn't it? Pythagoras' theorem, isn't it? The square on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares on the two sides on a right angle triangle, isn't it? And then cosine, now how's it go? Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Tangent, cosine is adjacent over opposite, isn't it? And sine is the opposite of the other two. Adjacent over opposite. Opposite over hypotenuse, isn't it? Cosine. I used to remember all that, and I used to remember it by cosine being the opposite to sine, and tangent's the other one. I can't quite remember, but and what comes after that? There is cotan, isn't there? I can't remember what that is. And usually you'd have to we used to use a book of tables to do that, or like a book of sines, cosines, and tangents to do that. And we'd have to work out the length of sides by square rooting the squares after we'd worked out what they were and stuff, and we had to do all that. And what else was there we'd do? Areas of triangles and stuff, but that's isn't that half base times height, isn't it? The area, and I haven't done it. No, we haven't done. It wouldn't be a triangle anyway. But yeah, it's equilateral. What is it? Equilateral, lateral, equilateral, isn't it? And I can't remember. Equilateral is three sides the same, isn't it? Yeah. Right. No, I've forgotten. Isosceles. Yeah. Isosceles is two sides the same. Equilateral is three sides the same. But what's one with none the same? It's a right angle triangle, isn't it? I can't remember. Is there a term for one with no sides the same length? I can't remember. But usually, if sines, cosines, and tangents and cotangents, you use it on a right angle triangle. I can't remember any more than that. And there's Pythagoras' theorem. Yeah, that's isn't it? Sine, cosine, and tangent, or is that I can't remember. Because there's the Plimsoll line. Or was that discovered by Pythagoras, or did Pythagoras do work which became involved in the Plimsoll line? And it was named after the inventor, wasn't it, Mr. Plimsoll? I can't remember. It's the lines on the side of a ship to tell whether it's overloaded or underloaded. The various heights on the ship, and as the ship sinks, due to being loaded, you can tell if you go too far, it'll capsize or won't capsize, or the other way, it'll capsize due to lack of weight, isn't it? I think. And that was the trouble with Mary Rose, wasn't it? When they lifted it from, was it the Solent? Can't remember. It's the one in Liverpool, isn't it? I don't know. I can't remember. It was a Mary Rose. The top deck was overloaded with cannons and soldiers, wasn't it? They put too many cannons and soldiers on the top deck, and it turned so sharply that it capsized. I think that was it. I don't think the other decks were overloaded, but it was too tall and overloaded on the top deck, I think it was. Was that on an Open University video, or did he possibly saw it on telly after they lifted it? But the fact they experimented with a model, turned it at the same sort of angle and speed, it scaled down, and it capsized. I can't remember. Rabbiting on about now, really, but anyway, not to do with them two anyway, is it? Forgotten. One of them wasn't one of them. No, it was Hale Pace. It was either Hale or Pace who was in the Harry Enfield Yorkshireman sketch, wasn't it? Yeah, the Yorkshire Airlines sketch, and one of them apparently nearly had a heart attack due to stress, I think. So he doesn't appear much anymore. I can't remember, but I can't remember. It was yeah, somebody mentioned something on here about somebody burgling the wrong house. I could believe that, the things that I've seen. Yeah, I could well believe somebody burgled the wrong house. Yeah, it used to be more professional than that, but that was before Google, whatever it is, Google Maps and that. Because people say now they can they can scroll through Google, whatever it is, and pick the houses with the expensive cars and items and stuff. But I've heard of that being done by somebody who knew somebody who told them where somebody had a business and they burgled it. They knew they were out on holiday and they just took a removal van, parked it outside, took everything. Nobody questions it because it was in the middle of nowhere. It was a genuine removal van, and they took the lot. How they got the removal van, I don't know. They must have painted it themselves, or borrowed one, or don't know. Can you rent them? Possibly, I don't know. Pantechnicons, aren't they?